Hi, I'm Jack Lucas, finalist of MasterChef 2014, and welcome back to my new series. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to create a timeless classic, which is a Caesar salad. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cook some chicken. So as these are quite thick, I want them to cook up quite quickly. So I'm going to just butterfly them by cutting down the centre horizontally and then opening them out. And you get these kind of romantic heart-shaped chicken breasts. So I'm going to pop these on, and all I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to griddle them for probably 5 to 7 minutes, just until they're cooked through but got that lovely charredness on the outside. So into a griddle pan, I'm going to pop in some rapeseed oil, but any old olive oil will do. I'm going to pop them straight in, wash my hands. I'm just going to season these with salt and pepper. And just allow those to cook nicely. Now, whilst that cooks, obviously part of the Caesar salad involves garlic, but to kind of numb down the harshness of the garlic, I'm just going to cook it off slightly beforehand. So into a pan, 2 cloves of garlic and about 80 to 100 mils of white wine. And all I'm going to do is allow that to soften for 5 minutes or so. And that will kind of bring down the acidity in the garlic and make it a little bit more palatable when you come to put it into the dressing. And you couldn't have a classic salad without croutons. Now, all I've done is chopped up some white bread. It's better if it's slightly stale, into nice cubes. And into a pan again with quite a generous amount of rapeseed oil or olive oil. Pop that in and allow these just to fry gently until they're kind of lovely and crispy and golden all over. I'm also just going to pop in a little bit of salt and pepper into here. And now we can leave that just for a couple of minutes until the croutons have crisped up, the chicken's going to be cooked, and this garlic will be softened slightly. So the chicken's been cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes now, and you can see it's kind of got a lovely golden colour. So I'm going to take this out of the pan now and just leave that to one side. And also the garlic, the wine is reduced down to sort of like a slight syrup, which means that it's kind of intensified in flavour but also lost the harshness. So this is what is now going to go in to the basis of the dressing. We've got 2 lovely free-range egg yolks. So I'm also going to pop in the garlic at this stage and a little bit of that sort of garlic intense wine flavour. I'm going to pop in 2 teaspoons of Dijon Mustard, 2 anchovies, and buy the best ones that you can get hold of, because it's just the best quality in this kind of recipe really does make a difference. So pop the lid on and just give that a bit of a blitz over a low speed. And now this is when you start to emulsify the oil, and it's really, really important, especially in the early stages, that you add this a little bit at a time. If you add all of that in now, there's a chance that your sauce, your salad dressing will split. So once that's kind of pureed down nicely and there's no big lumps left, that's when we can add in our oil. So bit by bit, just drip it very, very slowly in, and then you can gradually get quicker as it starts to thicken up. Now this will take roughly 150 mils of oil. Now of course this is something that you can do with a hand whisk, but it's quite a lot of effort. So if you've got a blender or food processor that will do it for you, it'll make your life a lot easier. Right, so I've put in a little bit of oil, but now I'm just going to stop this and pop in some of the Parmesan cheese. So pop that back on. And it'll go quite thick at this stage, but obviously we need to add in the rest of the oil. So at this stage, I haven't yet incorporated all the oil, and it's looking a little bit thick, which is absolutely fine. It's kind of got the consistency of mayonnaise. So a way to counter that is just to add in a little bit of water. So I'm going to pop it back on and just mix in a few drops of water. And then the remaining rapeseed oil. Right, so this now resembles that kind of classic consistency that you expect with a Caesar dressing, but this is the one time where you've got the opportunity to really give it a good taste and see if it needs to add anything else. So, such a good, really simple dressing, but I'm just going to season it with a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to loosen it down again just with a little bit more water, and then blitz that, and that is our Caesar dressing done. Right, so the dressing's done. All that's needed now is just to assemble this. So I'm using some lovely Cos lettuce, which I've just washed and rinsed. And just assemble this however you fancy. Use a big platter, you can do individual ones, it's totally up to you. And of course, I've used chicken in this recipe, but you could use crispy Parma ham, you could use bacon, anything of that sort. So if you do give it a go, send us a picture. We'd love to see what you create on Instagram. Pop that in there nicely, and then on top of that, I'm going to just slice over some of this lovely chicken breast, and then just kind of sprinkle this over however you fancy. And you've got this kind of contrast of lovely, soft cooked chicken with an amazing dressing, some lovely cherry tomatoes which I'll just halve and pop over, and then of course these wonderful croutons. As you can see from here, they're kind of, when you toss them, they go all crispy and they just sound absolutely amazing. And the rapeseed oil that I've used gives off this kind of wonderful yellow colour, which I think looks pretty special. So sprinkle some of these over, and then of course just top it off with some of this amazing dressing, which is sort of lovely and emulsified. And then I'm just going to pop over a few of these lovely anchovy fillets. Top it off with some Parmesan shavings. It's an absolute classic, but it's one that's guaranteed to impress your mates. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time.